World War I, also known as the Great War, was a terrible conflict that started in 1914 and ended in 1918. With new weapons like poison gas, artillery and tanks being used in warfare for the first time. In fact, about 20 million people around the world died during World War I. That's just below 1/3 of the population in the United Kingdom today. The First World War is often thought of as a battle between two groups, the Allies and the Central Powers. The Allies were the British Empire, France, Belgium, Russia, and later the United States of America. And the Central Powers included Germany, Austria, Hungary, Bulgaria, and Turkey. So, if World War I was a conflict that began in Europe and was fought between the powerful European countries of the time, then why do we call it a World War? Well, the European powers involved in World War I had colonised or taken control of many countries, often by using military force. They had conquered colonies globally, such as in India, Africa, and Southeast Asia, and held the racist belief that white people were superior to those in the colonies. However, with so many soldiers being injured and killed early on in the war, some of the European powers turned to their colonies for help. It is estimated that more than 4 million men of colour from the colonies were called to join the war. For example, about 1.5 million men were recruited from India to fight for the British Empire. Although some colonial troops did fight on the front line, soldiers often fought in segregated regiments due to their race meant they were often placed in non-combative roles, such as digging trenches, supplying munitions, and clearing battlefields was still highly dangerous and labour-intensive. In addition to the war effort in Europe, battles involving the colonial troops were also taking place in their homelands. As such, this war involved not only colonial troops from around the world, but battles took place in the colonised countries outside of Europe, making it not just a European war, but a world war. The colonial troops played an important role in World War I, and many lost their lives. However, the efforts and sacrifice of soldiers of colour have gone unacknowledged. In this series, we will explore these untold stories to gain a greater understanding of the history of colonial troops during World War I.